Hey guys, what's up? The topic today is mental health and natural masculine confidence. And the reason why this came up is that recently I've been thinking a lot about what kind of lives I've been doing, what kind of posts I've been writing, what kind of articles I've been doing, and I realized that I never talked about confidence from this perspective, and I've been talking a lot about how to improve the state of your confidence, how to be more confident, how to express this, and how to practice this in dating, in the relationship, in business, how it affects the results that you're getting, how it expresses your personal fulfillment and happiness from all these activities. And I talked a lot about how it can go wrong in business, for instance, that if you use business and work as an escape mechanism, you might end up being in high positions and having a lot of money, but if it's going to be eating you up from the inside and you're not feeling happy and fulfilled from that, you're probably doing something wrong, right? It's like it doesn't like what's confidence worth? What's money and power in corporation worth if you're not able to enjoy it? The same applies for dating. What's it worth that you can have sex with, I don't know, 10 women a month if you can't enjoy it, if you can't feel good about it, about yourself, and if there's no lasting happiness and fulfillment from that. In fact, if you read book The Game, which is more or less the first book that talks about that it's kind of like a weird manual on how to pick up girls. The system that the guy created and put together based on his presence with the pickup artists, what like Neil Strauss, what he did, the result is that even though the guys who used to be shy and weren't able to speak with girls eventually were dating models, many of them, if not most of them, eventually became depressed and some of them suicidal. Why? Because they did have what appears like confidence, being able to speak to women, being able to be confident, being able to be cocky, making jokes, doing the push pull and banter and flirt, and appearing as if they're vulnerable. It looks like confidence, but it's not coming from the inside. It's not grounded in mental health, in in something that that confidence is coming from. It was a mask. It was a system that they have developed. And what's it worth if you can't enjoy it, right? So that's why I decided to talk about this from this perspective. I already made a little bit. I already talked a little bit about it in the post that I wrote a few days ago, but I wanted to put this in words here. So when it comes to mental health, what um, the easiest I really want to talk about this in common sense terms. Good mental health is feeling good, is feeling okay, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about your goals, having a positive outlook on life, being able to regulate your emotions, and generally feeling that, and as this especially applies for men, feeling that you're fighting for something worthy, you're working for something worthy, right? So these you can I can put these just like in the physical health. When you feel good in your body, right, you don't have any pain, any suffering, you just feel good, you enjoy your body, you enjoy improving your body with sports or competing in sports. It's the same with mental health. If you want to put it into the structure, I would put it into these four areas. The first one is resilience. You are able to step into tension, handle the tension, and pursue your goals in life, right? That's basically exercising courage, doing the difficult and gradually expanding yourself, expanding who you are. That's resilience. The second one is emotional stability. You are able to handle and deal with all the emotions as they're coming up. That's the emotional tension. Third one is optimism. You're feeling positive about your life right now, and you feel positively about the future. Otherwise, you wouldn't have goals. Otherwise, you wouldn't be working on them. And last one, you feel positive about yourself, about who you are. Now, when you have these four, what happens is that confidence becomes automatic, right? Because if natural masculine confidence is your ability to handle and enjoy emotional tension, then handling and enjoying emotional tension becomes automatic once it's coming from these from these four principles, right? If you're resilient, if you're emotionally stable, if you have a positive outlook on life, and you feel good about yourself, of course you want to step into tension. Of course you want to pursue goals. Of course, you feel like sitting down and dreaming what life could be. How could life be even better? Because life is already good enough, right? You want to make it even better for yourself. And that's where it's coming from when you think about others as well. Like, how can I already have enough for myself. How can I make it even better for the others? Now, the problem is that where do you start? Which of these should you focus on first? How can you feel positive about yourself if you're feeling emotional instability? Right? If you are unable to handle and deal with the emotional tension, if you are unable to handle and deal with emotional tension, how can you be optimistic about life in future? How can you trust yourself that you're going to handle what's going to happen in the future if you can't handle what's happening right now? And if you can't handle your feelings, you don't feel good about yourself, and you feel positively about your life right now and about the future, why would you ever step into tension to create even more discomfort for yourself? So if you look at it from the perspective of mental health, it's like whichever you look at, it seems like all the other ones become overwhelming, so you can't really start with any of them. This is where it can get difficult, in especially when you are feeling low in your emotions and you have been fighting with low confidence, with low self-esteem, with poor mental health for a long time. Where do I start? What do I start doing first? And here, the way I work with my clients, the way I did this for myself, is that it always starts with the first one, with courage, with resilience. Because you stepping into tension on purpose is doing the right thing, right? If you know that you should be, I'm going to use Jordan Peterson a little bit on this one. If you know that you should be making your bed every morning because it's good for you psychologically, you start the day with doing the first thing right. You will have order in the place where you go for the rest, and there's more order generally in your apartment, more order in your life as such. You start the day with success, and it takes no time. If you never do it and you start doing it, then it's stepping into tension. It requires tension to do this for 7 days in a row. When you do it 7 days in a row, this one thing has exponential effect on all the other ones. Right? Immediately you feel better about yourself. Immediately when you were feeling apathetic every morning because you didn't do anything, now when you make your bed in the morning, you feel a little bit better, and there's progress. When you're experiencing progress, you immediately now that's you're going in the right direction with emotional regulation. And when you're making progress, you also feel good about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, now you're experiencing that before it was like shit, now it's a little bit better. So you are having more positive outlook about what's happening. And you keep going for 7 days, for another 7 days, for another 7 days, for another 7 days. Then it becomes a habit, then it's established, and you can move on the next one. And this is how it really works. And with courage and moving and being able to handle emotional tension, you're growing your natural masculine confidence. And in effect, if you constantly do these things for yourself, not for the outside validation, it's if it's genuinely coming from the inside, then you're not only expanding your natural masculine confidence, you're building a robust mental health. You're improving your mental health. The opposite, exactly, to give you an example, the opposite of this would be guys who, I'm going to use the dating example, guys who want to be dating supermodels and having enormous amount of sex and live their fantasies in order to avoid reality. It feels so painful that if I can make myself believe that there's this thing possible and it's going to be huge and it's going to be dramatic, and I get that, and then it's going to be it, it's like I'll never ever have to grow again. They this when this becomes the goal, instead of the goal being constant growth and constant improvement and constant being able to be a better leader for yourself and for others, then what's going to happen is it's going to be ups and downs, right? That's what happens. That's why that's the reason why the guys in the game actually wanted to have those experiences, and then when they got them, they were unhappy and they became depressed. That's why the people who are working crazy hours can push themselves to do those crazy hours and potentially come to burnout, only to realize that actually it's actually not what they wanted. Okay, so to put the bottom line under both of these, what they both have in common: mental health and natural masculine confidence. Mental health, you can almost say that it's the mental health is the state in which you are. That's how you feel inside every day. That's the general feeling that you have about yourself 80% of the day. Natural masculine confidence is an expression of that. It's coming from grounded mental health. If you're working on your mental health, you're immediately improving your confidence as well. If you're working on your confidence, you're inevitably improving your mental health. Okay? So if you are currently dealing with any of these things, that you're struggling with regulate your emotions, you're struggling with stepping into tension, you're noticing people pleasing tendencies, or you freeze in your nervous system when you are about to do something that's high in emotional tension, and you want to get through these things, you want to find a way how to deal with these things for your specific situation, what you can do is that you can book a free call with me where we're gonna discuss about what's happening in your life. We're gonna make a deep dive into why these things are happening for in your case particularly, and I'm gonna help you to craft a step-by-step strategy of dealing with those. The reason why I'm doing this is because I love to help people, and of course, if you like my approach and you will evaluate that it's absolutely the right thing for you to do and we're going to be a good fit, I will make you an offer and we might end up working together. So if you want to explore, first of all, for free, whether it is the right thing for you or not, and what would be the next steps for you to develop your natural masculine confidence and grounded and robust mental health, go to buymaros.com/book now and book the session with me today. You're going to be taken to a very short to a short website where you book the time and date. Then you fill a very short questionnaire, which don't take more than a minute or two, and then you're good to go. We're going to meet at the time that works for you the best. Okay, so if that's you, go to buymaros.com/book now and book the session with me right now. So thanks for showing up, and I'm going to talk to you soon on the next live.